have to sort this out on my own. Without the council. And without you. This isn't about you. I can't stay here any longer. Not now. I have to sort this out on my own. Without the council. And without you. This isn't about you. I can't stay here any longer. Not now. I have to sort this out on my own. Without the council. And without you. This isn't about you. I can't stay here any longer. Not now. I have to sort this out on my own. Without the council. And without you. This isn't about you.
generations of DYAD in the Force.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of DYAD in the Force. I am your host, Element 7, and I'm joined by a very special co-host, because Choco is probably spending some time with wifey. Cal 4. What's up, Cal?
Hello. Oh, it's going. I'm doing good. It feels weird to be taking Brandon's spot here today, but hello.
That's fine. It's like, just think of it as like, covering his shift.
Mm-hmm. Picking up some overtime.
Yeah, he's got almost perfect attendance. So we won't fault him for not showing up. Let's say hello to the chat really quickly. We have Lowrider, a new face that I saw in our TikTok live, our pre-show. Welcome to the show. We got Dex and Download, Zealous Air, Zealous Mare, or Zell, as we say. Kenny in the chat saying Ms.Eggy, let's go. And also, yeah, Cal. Shout out to Cal for 13 months in the DYAD squadron. Shout out to Corellia Coffee Works, or Haley, for her 10 months in this DYAD squadron. Thank you guys so much. We have Image. Wait, hold on. How do you say this name? You guys can help me out with this one. I'm a geek. Oh, I'm a geek, not a nerd. Got it. Wow.
I was reading it as Image too.
I was like, Image,
not a nerd.
Okay, so for today's episode, we're gonna be talking about the Lego Summer Vacation that just dropped, as well as, well, we have Andor news that dropped a trailer this week as well, and we're joined by returning guests, Stardust M and Eggy. If you guys want to introduce yourselves, we'll start with M. Where can people find you, and why is it the Kessel Run Relay? I'm just kidding. Where can people find you and your content?
Hi, I'm Emily, Stardust M. You can find me on TikTok at Stardust M, and on Twitter and Instagram at __ Stardust M. Also, I recently started a podcast with my friends Hayden, Taika Waititi on TikTok, and Olivia Amidala on TikTok, Kessel Run Relay, where we talk Star Wars. Our last episode was a episode on the new book Padawan. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun, so you should check us out.
Absolutely. You guys are a hoot, as I like to say. You guys just like, it's just a bunch of friends talking, and it's just a wonderful energy to listen to.
Thank you. My parents like to say we giggle too much in the episodes.
I mean, there's not too much of anything when you're just having fun, right?
Yes, that's what we say.
Yeah. So check out Kessel Run Relay and follow Stardust M on TikTok. Eggy, returning alumni.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me back.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Ms.Eggy. You can find me on TikTok at Ms.Eggy, and I also am on Twitter all the time at Ms.Eggy28. And I got nothing to plug, but just happy to be here chatting about Star Wars. It's been a while, so I'm really excited.
Absolutely. Go follow her. I don't know, like, what's your follower count at right now?
I'm trying to get to 25K. I'm at like 24K. And I haven't been on that often. I'm trying to kind of get back into the zest of like posting stuff, but it's there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about, but it's all stuff I feel like no one would be interested in. but
it's
yeah,
all great stuff. I'm always like surprised that you don't have more followers.
Oh.
I'm always surprised that people in this community don't have more followers. It's just like everyone is such a blessed part of the community, and like,
oh, it's true.
I appreciate, as much as like I drag TikTok, I appreciate the fact that there's a friends feed now.
Yeah, I've been posting more to my friends feed lately just because I'm like, this will make my friends laugh, but like if a regular person sees this, they'll be like, what is wrong with her?
Yeah, I mean, there are people I follow, but then like I care more about the mutuals than more than anything. We have Connor in the chat saying Stardust M, love your content.
Thank you.
Shout out to Marianne in the chat. Also, Andy Stampy joined from your TikTok live. We love to see new faces and new names in our show from TikTok. So thank you for tuning in. Oh my God. CEO of Cassian Andor, Stardust M. That is correct.
Andor shirt on.
You're owning your brand.
Yes.
And I love it. Shout out to Ephraim McFarland in the chat. Cal, why don't you introduce yourself for folks that are unfamiliar with you?
Oh, hi. I'm Cal.
Hi.
I'm around. You know, I do some Star Warsy stuff. Mainly, though, I'm on Twitch, hanging out with a lot of the wonderful people that are from here as well, playing games Thursdays through Sundays. But yeah.
Oh, where do you play games? Right there. On Calzone. Twitch.tv/Cal4. It's awesome. I'm getting so much more graphics to display now. And just for the gag, Fulcrum Transmissions, a Star Wars podcast. Episodes every Monday, where pods are cast. Fulcrum Pod on TikTok and Twitter. Fulcrum Podcast on Instagram. And since we're in the spirit of promo, we also have House of Holocrons by Dex and Download. You can find them on Spotify and I think that's Anchor, or is that Apple Music? They both look alike. Beings of the Galaxy, Camilla, Buriko Wookie. Their narrative podcast, The Stories of Everyday People in a Galaxy Far, Far Away. I have a voice upcoming that I can't say anything about, so go check that out on Spotify as well. Beings _ podcast on Twitter. So let's catch up with the chat. We have not a lot of new names from the TikTok live. Finally, the funnel is working. This is great. Andy Stampy, welcome to Dyad in the Force. I'm new to Star Wars, only watched episode 1 and 2. I've been told I'll cry at episode 3. Try not to speak to anyone else at this point, because being told you're going to cry, I feel like, is a disservice. I mean, this is not me saying don't have friends. Don't have Star Wars friends. I'm saying try not to talk to anyone else until you've watched it all, and tell them to be quiet. Because you want to experience the majesty that is Star Wars. So moving on to announcements real quickly. I don't have any new announcements. Does anybody have any announcements? Any new podcast episodes upcoming that you guys are working on? Cal, tonight's stream, any announcements? What are you gonna do?
I mean, it's nothing crazy. It's just gonna be the usual squad up Saturdays. We're gonna try and get as many people in that are in chat and to come play with us as well. But
right,
should be a good time.
What is Kessel Run's episode upcoming on Monday?
We have an Attack of the Clones episode we had guest Kels, Discount Sansa Sark on TikTok, because that's like her favorite movie ever. So
yeah, it was
a very good one.
Yeah, she was quite enthusiastic at the anniversary at Celebration. Eggy, any announcements from you? Are you like set up now? Is that your like new office?
No, I mean kind of. I bought a house, but that's my big news. No, I mean we're getting there. I've been so lazy these past 2 weekends, but I'm going on vacation tomorrow, so I'm so excited to go and have some R&R. But no, nothing, no announcements, nothing going on. I'm just trying to catch up with all the books. I'm almost done with Shadows of the Sith, but I got to get on Padawan, and then it's Princess and the Scoundrel.
Yeah.
Like, it's so much. So I'm very excited.
Absolutely. There's so many books. And they all came at relatively the same time. So I've been kind of shotgunning each one after the other. Any information on where you're going on a vacation, or are you part of the CIA?
I'm going to Wisconsin Dells with my family. It'll be fun.
Okay.
I'm going to bring a bunch of stuff to read. I got a bunch of comics I'm going to catch up on. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm going to get a massage, you guys. I haven't had a massage in a decade. So it's going to be great.
It is well deserved. Kenny says, don't forget Chase's Podwan's podcast. I'm still waiting on a graphic for them, but yes, Podwan's podcast on Thursdays, I believe, at 5:30. I was just on there, so I should know. Thank you for tuning in, Ryan Neeson. Welcome to DYAD in the Force. Just came from your Yoda video. Laughed so hard I sharted. Listen, I'm not responsible for that, but you're welcome. Just the last frame of that video, I felt like was everything that needed to be explained by that video. His like shot eyes, his laugh, and just everything about him. But I'm glad you liked that video, and it has brought you here. Okay, moving on to our fandom checkup. Anything new in the fandom? Any drama? I'm just kidding. We're not going to cover any drama. There's been a lot of it, which I'm sad to admit. But yeah, I'm glad that there isn't. You know what? Let's make this a larger discussion over fandom in general, because DC or Warner is doing some stupid stuff.
Yeah. So upset to see them cancel an entire filmed movie, and apparently they did not tell the actors. They just heard it with the announcement. The directors were at one of their weddings. Just shitty.
It is very shitty. I'm gonna bring in the chat really quickly. I really want #release Batgirl to like propagate around like the galaxy.
Yeah, I just really hope that the actors had it in their contract that they're still getting paid for it, because that's the crazy thing is if they don't and they did all of that work and aren't getting paid for it, that's insane.
Yeah, that, but also I'd kind of want to see that their work see the light of day, right? Because
of course.
It's the art form as well. Eggy, what do you think about?
Just like,
or go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Em.
No, I was gonna say you released the Justice League twice, but oh god, Batgirl is too bad to be released.
Yeah.
You got thoughts?
I was just about to say, if the Snyder Boys can whine and bitch and moan until they get a second version of their movie, then I don't see why we can't get just a version of Batgirl movie. Yeah, I'm so disappointed. My husband, like walked into the room the other day and he like looked at me. He's like, "What's going on with Warner Brothers?" And I was like, "I don't know." Like, I was like, "No one knows." I was like, "I don't have an answer for you." I personally think that's something very big. Something's happening. I mean, I know like there's been all this like thing about like the Discovery Network, which like, what the hell even is that? I don't know what that is. And then like this merging, and then some stuff's going to go here and stuff's going to go there. I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, Warner Brothers just continues to kind of fumble everything. Apparently they don't know what to do with Superman, which I'm like, bitch, like get me into that writer's room and I'll tell you what to do with Superman. But okay, we don't know how to make him relevant. I'm like, you don't need to make him relevant. You just have to make him inspirational. Like, this is not hard. Like, oh God, it's so frustrating. And yeah, so I'm so tired.
It would just be nice to see the fandom rally for an unreleased project rather than, but we want the version we want.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Good. On the positive side, the Harley Quinn show is fantastic as always. So
that's what I've been hearing.
At least we have that. And I mean, again, like, I honestly have always been a DC girl, and I've gone back into the comics like full force for a bunch of series. And the comics are, I mean, if anyone is like freaking out about the state of the movies or whatever, like, comic book land is doing just fine. We got some great series out right now. They're better than ever. So just go read the comics. You'll be much happier than waiting for movies that don't come out. But yeah, I want the Batgirl movie to come out so bad. She worked so hard.
Yeah. It is tragic. And I also feel for who is supposed to play Supergirl?
Oh yeah, same.
Like, I saw the video of her call with the director and like how, you know, emotional being cast made her feel, and then to realize that that's just not gonna even happen anymore is so tragic.
Wow, that's soul crushing.
All these female-centered stories just like aren't getting the light of day, and I'm like, oh, come on, guys, like.
But Ezra Miller is actually a criminal. And yet they're saying, we gotta keep doing that Flash movie, though.
Yep.
Gotta get the Flash movie out.
And I feel like it's also a time right now, too, that the actual female-led movies are the ones that really need to be pushed and seen right now. Because there's already enough going on in the world. Yeah. So it's just like bring some hope.
Marvel's doing perfectly fine with theirs. They're, I mean, I haven't seen Ms. Marvel yet. I've heard it's really good.
It's fantastic.
But yeah, like, it's like people are we're flocking to see Jane Foster. People are watching Ms. Marvel. Like, they're at least pushing their stuff better. And I just wish that, it's not that I want DC to become the MCU, but with DC characters. That's not what I want, but I just wish these projects would get, you know,
they have great characters that deserve to be appreciated by a larger group.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Really quickly, Xcore says, I literally just sent you my graphic. Well, I literally can't update it right now. I'll have it in next week's show for sure. Thank you for sending your graphic. Jill Olson, yo, I'm new here. I'm a big fan of Cal. Cal Kestis or Cal? Our Cal?
Hey, either way, it's a win.
Right on. Star Wars and Marvel, O and U, Element 7. Oh, I'm glad to be the O and U part of that sentence. Welcome to DYAD and the Force. Thank you for tuning in, Jill. St. Pat in the house. Hello, Eggy, M, and Cal with exclamation points. Yeah, so another part of this tragic news is that they had like this investors call with like slides that came out that said men like fandom stuff and women like reality shows.
Genre spheres or whatever the fuck. Genredom.
Oh, gosh. I mean, I think it's safe to say that this CEO is toxic, masculine, sexist, racist, just everything.
Right. I mean, it's just at that point, it's just wrong.
Like, and it's like, and this isn't. It's like, and this isn't even meant to be like. I don't know, but like, I hate reality television. Like, I hate it. It's like, I've never watched reality television in my life. I'm like, I want to watch my scripted stories. Please, I'm begging you. So please don't. I don't.
Well, one of the funniest things that I saw was that they don't understand their audience because men certainly aren't making secession edits to Taylor Swift. Like,
that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. And you're
the men aren't out here making the Cruel Summer Tom Gregg edits.
Secession edits.
Listen, I feel
that's
like
so funny.
I feel like you can demo things for sure, but like to bucket people into or to pigeonhole them into certain things is out of touch, and something a CEO or like an executive of an entertainment company should not be doing. It's just weird.
It just shows you that the whole ship is on the wrong course at that point.
Yeah. And it kind of shows in their programming now too. Shout out to. Go ahead.
It seems like the stuff that does consistently well on HBO Max is the stuff that is the most like diverse. Like when you look at like the phenomenon around like Our Flag Means Death, which was queer and featured a ton of people of color, like, and then to say oh, well, we don't know it's doing well. I guess we'll just lean into the white guy stuff and cancel all the projects with the women and the people of color. And let's bring Ben Affleck back.
Jeez.
Oh my
Will you
God.
please leave this man alone?
No.
Please leave this man alone. And it's like, and I'm like one of like the people that like, I don't know, I'm sure there's plenty of us that like, I really like Ben Affleck's Batman. I actually have a ton of respect for Zack Snyder and I like his movies. I just hate his fans. But like, I like Ben Affleck's Batman a lot. It's like, he's a really good Batman. He's a really good Bruce Wayne, all that stuff. And I also love Robert Pattinson's Batman and Bruce Wayne. I feel like there are so few people that love both, but like he's a really good Batman, but he said he's done. Like, just let him be fucking done, man. Leave this man alone. He just got married. Like, let him sleep on his yacht. Like, like just
He
leave
wants
him
to
man
film
alone.
Good Will Hunting too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come back with Matt Damon.
Yeah, come back with Matt Damon.
Applesauce,
you know, in a
bitch.
weekend. And like, and it also like Ben Affleck is like in his 50s. Like,
Yeah.
how much longer do you think? Whatever.
Yeah.
Just let Patterson be
Yeah, exactly.
the Batman.
Let
and there's
him do it.
well, because they also keep throwing random ones in. Like, there's the guy from Titans, and
I
he
haven't
was
watched
gonna
that.
come back. And
Yeah,
I do love Michael Keaton.
I do think Pattinson's Batman universe has a lot of legs to stand on, for sure.
Oh yeah.
That should be the jumping off point.
Oh,
and
it
then
should
just
be.
bring
Yes.
like
Start from there. Keep going.
I think that Matt Reeves' Batman should be like the Iron Man like version and just let it all come. Just bring in Superman, bring in everybody. Like, you can totally make it work. Like, it'll be, I just wish they would stop floundering and just fucking everything up, you know, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what? I do like some of what Koi Chandro said about what they should do with Superman and Batman. Is that like the Pattinson Batman is the universe that they start off in, but when they bring in Superman, don't make it cosmic.
profit.
Geordie Jedi super chatted a $3.54 ramen drop.
Right on, Connor. Shout out to that ramen drop, $3.54. Quite specific, weirdly specific. But yeah, I smell profit. We finally got to hear it. The debut of our Hondo Onaka. Thank you so much for that super chat. What was I saying? Koi was saying on a podcast that they should, when they bring in Superman, let that be cosmic and space and all of that with Green Lantern. Don't ground that. But when he meets Batman, let those two collide like they should, instead of making Batman, like, you know, instead of transitioning Batman into the cosmic. Like, Batman should always remain grounded, but like suddenly he's like the human or the pedestrian perspective into gods and like the space cosmic beings and stuff. So it should never be like, oh, Batman is suddenly on the level of these beings.
yes, agreed.
Like, yeah, you should just
Gotham
be
is
Pattinson
Hades.
Batman and just
you
he's
know.
like, what the hell just happened? Like, who is Superman?
But they need to be best friends. I want them to be best friends because that's true Superman Batman dynamics. They're best friends. They fucking adore each other, and I don't want this like, I'm gonna punch you until you're like, you're cool. Like, no, please no.
Falcon
I'm begging you,
Falcon
please
and
no.
Winter Soldier type stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
just a little homoerotic
just a little. Just a little bit.
for the
Just a little
for the
bit, just a
gals.
little bit.
Hey, I follow Superbad accounts on Twitter. Don't hey, you know. That's the ship name. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, X-Core says white guys ruin everything, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, it says a lot coming from a white guy too. St. Pat says, what's fan bullying actors for roles?
profit.
Geordie Jedi super chatted a $1.27 ramen drop.
Thank you, Jordy or Connor, for the other one. It's doing a currency exchange. It's really weirding me out. $2.95 plus the 106. I don't know. I guess you're just trying to empty your savings. But thank you, Connor, for the ramen drops and the super chats. So Pat says, what's fan bullying actors for a role, but as soon as they leave, they want them back? It's the same thing with the Star Wars universe.
Mm-hmm.
You bully out George Lucas and suddenly, oh, we want him back. Release the Lucas cut.
Release the Lucas cut. Yeah.
Bullied Hayden, and then all of a sudden, Hayden is the best actor in all of Star Wars.
Oh my gosh, the reception to Hayden being cast in Obi-Wan, and I was like, I didn't know you guys liked Hayden. What the hell's going on?
Yeah,
here?
right. That was just like emotional whiplash at that point, from being bullied as a kid for liking the prequels to now all of a sudden just seeing like the applause for just having Hayden come back in general. I'm like, where is this coming from?
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm glad it happened, but it just felt weird.
Yeah, I saw a BTS image of the Batgirl with the director and Michael Keaton in his Batman suit, and I was like, what the hell? I want to see that because he still looked good. I don't know. He's like 200 years old. He's still kicking, you know.
I love Keaton's Batman.
I saw when they threw a little birthday party for Brendan Fraser on set, and it was like so sweet. They got him a cake.
Oh,
there's so much. We're just, man,
it's just heartbreaking.
This is the unfinished business that happens when demons start attacking Earth. You know what I mean? Speaking of demons and nightmares, the Sandman is amazing so far. And I'll say nothing.
I haven't
more.
started it. I'm so excited to start it.
I don't know what it is.
Me neither.
Ooh, Neil Gaiman classic graphic novel series from the 90s, Pep? Or is it late 80s?
Around there. It's
around there, yeah. Oh my god, you guys, you have to check it out. It's one of the best graphic novels of all time. There's a lot, so I would recommend just jumping into the show, even though I haven't seen the show yet, but I've heard it's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's cosmic, it's beautiful, it's great.
What's it on?
Netflix.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
sweet.
It is. It is unlike anything you've seen before. Because it's among the crowd of like, you know, Watchmen and all those graphic novels back in the day. That kind of, you know, it was. I think it was one of the highest sellers of graphic novels.
Oh, I'm sure.
But it is like a premise that is definitely unique. So check it out.
And I
guys.
did just finish The Boys finally, season 3, and that was amazing. Best superhero television show on TV right now.
Seen it myself either.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the. I've reached like a good hefty amount of Marvel fatigue, and so any kind of deconstruction is kind of away from that formula is really good for me right now. So yeah, The Boys that's the best superhero show on television because it like hates superheroes, but it like doesn't like it's really good and it's really funny.
I'm still waiting for the true love for Jar Jar.
I smell profit.
Geordie Jedi super chatted a $1.55 ramen drop.
Connor, I mean, I appreciate all the super chats, but you just really want to hear Hondo Onaka's voice?
It's fair. You do a really good job at it.
I mean, I have my moments for sure.
I thought that was him. I thought you just took a clip. That's really good.
I mean, I do a lot of voices. I can't. I mean, yeah, it's what I do, you know. He's really claws. Sorry, that's also another gag. Eggy appreciates that voice a lot more.
Don't go full McConaughey.
I think I'm gonna start making like super chat tiers where like 1 to 10 is like Onaka, and then 11 to 20 is the Declaration of Independence, and then 21 to 30 is like glossing over those C notes. Yeah, just glossing over those.
But
only
I don't know if there's ever going to be like true love for Jar Jar, but I think that like the hate has definitely like flickered out. At this point, people are kind of just like, it's just a character.
They just accept it at this point. But thank you, Connor, for the 129 pounds. The way they hated on the actor for the character he played is BS. So yes, I want.
Oh yeah.
The love for Jar Jar. Oh yeah, absolutely. For sure. So let's move on to our DYAD book club, which is a really quick segment because all we're doing is just announcing that starting today we are reading. See if we have the breakdown of it. Starting today, we are starting Rebel Rising, and
Whoop.
this is audible.
Right? I have it, and I'm ready.
I have.
I didn't mean to hit play though.
Yes, M does have in fact.
I smell
Rebel Rising.
profit.
Geordie Jedi super chatted a $1.21 ramen drop.
Thank you, Connor, for the 101. So part 1 of Rebel Rising. So we haven't really divided this into parts yet. Have you've read it before?
How many
Right?
times?
Twice. I just finished a reread of it recently, which is from all my e-tabbing.
What would you say if we were to split this into 2 parts? How would you split it up?
I'd split it basically just because I think it's about the halfway part, honestly, is all of her time with Saw and then everything after Saw.
Okay.
That's
So
how I'd split it.
we'll have about one. We'll have about okay. So I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna be going to Emerald City Comic Con on the 20th, and that dyad is going to be canceled. So let's say, if you guys want to keep up with the dyad book club, we'll say on the 27th. The dyad in the forest on the 27th when I return, we will cover part 1 of Rebel Rising, as Julia says. Part 1 Rebel, part 2 Rising. Okay. How insightful.
Part two is less rising, more falling, but
Speaking of Julia, can't stay long, but wanted to hop in and say hi. Well, hello, Julia. Thank you for stopping in. I'm still reading Shadow of the Sith, X-Core says. Well, yes. Finish that. It is very important that you do. So, on the 27th, the dyad book club will reconvene with whoever chooses to be on that episode to talk about Rebel Rising Part 1. And I'll post in the book club the chapter breakdowns for that as well. Let's see here. Let's throw up a dyad trivia, shall we? This one is specifically for M because of Andor. So, what was Cassian Andor's middle name?
oh,
I'll give
Can
it to
I say
chat
it, or-
60 seconds. We'll give them 20 seconds to answer, but I doubt anyone in the chat is going to know this.
I do not know.
Yeah, so 13, 12, 11, 10. You got 10 seconds to answer in the chat. Of course, I'm accounting for delay and latency. This is the new segment. This is not the new segment. Not even close. This is something that we debuted last week. So it was a new segment last week in which I asked who is the Jedi that asked for Obi-Wan's help on Tatooine? And the answer was Nari. Okay. It looks like nobody knows.
It's your time to shine.
Geron, something. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but it's
Oh my
J-Ron.
gosh, Pat! Pat knew.
Yay,
Okay.
Pat.
I think it might be similar to. It's like kind of after his son, I believe. After Diego's son.
Is it?
Oh,
That'd
that's
be
really
interesting.
sweet.
How do you say it? Because
Yes, it is. That's Diego Luna's son's name.
Oh, Geronimo.
You can see the. Yeah, so it is. It's after him.
That sounds even better. Because I was like Jiren, but I was like no.
Jiren.
Ron.
Cassian, Geron, Andor.
Andor. That sounds good,
great.
actually.
Look at
That's
the
so
big
cool,
brain
too.
on Pat.
Also funny that his daughter's name is Fiona when Fiona Shaw is going to be in this.
It's a good,
Just
coincidence.
Serendipity all around for that show. Also part of the DYAD book club. Let's see here. What else did I have? Oh, I didn't have anything. Yeah, that's just me being
Nice.
being small brained. Okay, let's move on to our next segment, which is the Lego Summer Vacation. I'm gonna start with you, Eggy, because it looks like you have some thoughts on it. You probably watched it recently.
I did. When you texted me this morning, I was like, well, what's the topic? And you were like, Andor and Lego Vacation. And I was like, I'll watch both of those right now.
You're gonna watch Andor?
I'll give Andor a shot. I'll give it a shot. The trailer looks really cool. So yeah, I mean, I can't, don't knock it till you try it, right? But the Star Wars Summer Vacation was so cute, and it was just a nice breezy 50 minutes, and that's what you want, right, from a Lego segment. Like, I did see the holiday special, but I didn't see the Halloween one last year, so I should watch that this Halloween. I loved that Finn was basically like the narrative pin. He was like the main character. It was really great to see all of these like legacy characters like either meeting him or reuniting with him, and all the segments were so cute. And Anakin's introduction was like the funniest thing I've ever seen. So he comes out of the water with the snorkel and the breathing. It was really, really cute. So I just loved it. It was so sweet.
I gotta point out something mushy. I've known you guys, Em and Eggy, for 2 Halloweens. This will be the first one.
Yeah.
2. I know. I started my TikTok in March of 2020. I can't believe it. I can't believe all these people I've met and how my life has changed over the past 2 years.
Yeah,
2.5.
We're definitely, slated to meet up at some point.
Yeah, sometime. I got a house now, so people can come and stay. So,
Oh, you're asking
live in a
for
2-bedroom
something
condo.
you cannot handle.
I mean, yeah, we got a lot. The place needs a lot of work. So yeah.
Em, what did you think of the Summer Vacation?
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh no! Do you care about spoilers?
No, I don't. I've seen stuff on Twitter. I haven't watched it because I have a slight bone to pick with it, which is that if you're gonna have it on a beach and you're gonna include a Scarif reference, but then you're not gonna have the Rogue One characters.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Well.
But I need to watch it.
They can't be Force ghosts, so. I mean, that's like the
Could be no
unfortunate part of it.
flashback.
Yeah, it's Lego, so I was just hoping, but I need to watch it because I loved the holiday special, and I love Rey's little fit with her beach hat and sunglasses.
She's so cute.
So
I
cute.
love it.
Cal.
So many porgs. They're all looking at me.
Their eyes. Ben's like, I'll leave you here. You sleep and rest.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I always think that they're exactly what they set out to be, which is just a fun romp in the Star Wars space, with a lot of callbacks and homages to a bunch of different references. So it's like fan service to the max, which is great. And they're funny. They're fun. Lego has that kind of tongue-in-cheek humor that goes like all the way, all of the time. So I thought it was just a fun little special. And I think the thing I like the most is that we're starting to get these little pieces to have the Star Wars filler throughout the year. So you have something to watch on Halloween, you have something to watch in the holidays, now something for the summertime. So like it's kind of cool to kind of just space out like the whole year of Star Wars. It's like we're getting a Lego advent calendar, but like out of shows or like movies.
You know what's fun about it is that Finn meeting Obi-Wan's ghost is exactly how I wrote it in Echoes of the Past.
Really?
At a cantina?
Not at Attic Cantina. But it was at the temple. Obi-Wan showed up and he's like, General Kenobi from the Clone Wars? Like, he did all that stuff. And it's funny to like think that some of the stuff that I had written just as a fan could be how the writers that work officially in official capacity see how that goes, and this is kind of cool. And I thought I was kind of like being cheesy when I wrote it like that. It's like, oh, General Kenobi from the Clone Wars, but apparently that's the way he would react.
I did have a funny thought with it though, because during Kenobi there was all of the fanboys that were crying out for like, oh, I should have played Vader's theme here, like all this stuff. I'm like, you should just go watch the Lego movies because it does all of that. And
Oh yeah. Huge
where
fan
every
service.
character is introduced with their theme and all that. So it's like, yeah, it's just kind of funny
And
to see the parallel.
We get confirmation that Finn is a Jedi. So that was really sweet. Chris told me, he was like, you're going to freak out. I know you're going to freak out. And I was just like, and he's like, it's only a couple of minutes and you're going to freak out. And then as soon as Obi-Wan was like, I sensed there was a Jedi that needed advice. And Finn's like, huh? Like, I was like,
Yeah, we go find Rey.
I was so happy. And I was like, finally, we're getting some Finn attention. And I loved the Ben Solo one, of course. It was so cute. He was so little.
The guy they got for Han sounds like Han. Or sounds
Yeah,
like Han.
the Han voice was great.
Well, I thought it was really cool too, and I don't know if any of this is official or not, but I remember seeing like fan art of like Smuggler Ben Solo.
Yes,
of, like,
I've
kind
seen
of like
that
a
fan
what
art.
if stuff. And it looks like they gave him the same outfit in Lego form, which was super cool. So I was like, that looks the same,
Yeah,
but it was just pretty cool.
it's so cute. And then when when the Force Ghosts, when Leia like reunites, like Kylo's or Ben's there, and they like hug or whatever. It was just like this little moment, of course, that I loved, and it was really sweet. And I was like, oh, it's the Lego special, so it's just breezy and it's cute and it's fun. And whoever they got to voice, whoever does the Emperor's voice is amazing. He reminds me of Frieza from Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Like he has this like,
I just want to
like,
zappity zap somebody.
zappity zappity. Like when he's like zappity zap, I can't even get my zaps in. It's so funny and stupid. And
Yeah.
when it's like Empire
reminds
Day and he's
me-
all grumpy, it's so cute.
Reminds me of like the robot chicken skits with the Emperor
Yeah.
and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Getting some Weird Al love in the chat with St. Pat.
Wasn't he the dude singing at the like beach party?
Yeah, that song's good too. I was like, this is a bop.
Shout out to Austin Shock. Been a while since I've seen you, dude. Thank you for tuning in.
Hi, Austin.
Well, actually, no, not a been a while. I did see your most recent TikTok, and I think it was like I think it was a dad joke or something, right? Or is it like a pun or something? I forget, but I did see one of your recent TikToks. So thank you for tuning in and saying hi. Shout out to Poke Nation. I love that this was Finn's story. Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed. And do you guys think that in any way that never mind, I lost my train of thought. Dex and Dallas says, okay, now I'll watch it. Oh my god, I'm floored that they canonized Finn as a Jedi in a Lego story. So this
doesn't
is
they do that with the Christmas special though?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, she was training Finn during the Christmas special.
Yeah, so a lot of the Lego stuff is canon adjacent, right? There's a
Yeah.
lot of things that are not like hard canon. But yes, him training with Rey and becoming a Jedi, that is in fact confirmed. I don't know if it is considered canon that he speaks to Obi-Wan, but it's a great story nonetheless. I just love that the Lego stuff that they're doing is covering the sequel era, because like I just want more stuff from the sequel era. I want more Rey and Finn. I want more.
Yes.
Yeah. Give me
these
some
stories.
books. Where are the sequel era books?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
It's
You have
crazy
time to write,
think.
Padawan. You have time to write Padawan, but for Finn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Master and Apprentice Rey and Finn version.
Oh my
Yes,
god,
please.
that's crazy.
I would love that.
Claudia should write that too.
Besties.
Mhm.
What would that
I know,
called?
the
Master and
books-
Apprentice renewed or something?
There you go. I mean, it can totally work. I mean, I love the prequel era. The prequel era is my favorite setting in all of Star Wars. And I don't get me wrong, like I love it when we get prequel era books, but I mean, I love all three trilogies for different reasons, and I just want some sequel era crumbs, please. I'm
It's just
begging you.
crazy with how much Star Wars content we're getting when they're like, we're going to announce 10 new shows, and there's all these new books and comic runs and stuff like that, and nothing is touching the sequels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
the
afterwards
one
and
was
stuff like that. It's
yeah, because I
crazy.
was like, I think the one they announced at Celebration was it was the Poe and Rey book between The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. And
Which I
Shadow of the
find-
Sith is kind of like touching it, but like,
Yeah.
I want the after.
Exactly.
I don't really get that. Why is it? And I heard about that, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I want to like, why not make it a trio book? Like, why not make it like Finn, Rey, and Poe? Like, Rey and Poe don't really have that strong of a relationship. So I'm like,
Maybe they could afterwards.
Yeah.
maybe.
Well, and one thing that is really interesting when you kind of like think about it is like the fact that in that time, Leia has been such a mentor to Poe. Like you see that really in his comics, and now Rey is stepping in as her like Padawan essentially. So I wonder if that's kind of what is kind of the
Fueling
real
the
thing
frustration.
between them is like, you know, they're both have this relationship with Leia and it's different, but it's similar. And there's kind of maybe like tension there because of that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like like a sibling thing when the younger sibling comes in and starts getting more attention. You're like, but I was here first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that is definitely the vibe that Rey and Poe have in the last, or the Rise of Skywalker is like siblings.
Oh, 100%.
I do love their arguments. I think their arguments are like really cute and fun, and I love Finn just being like the mediator is really cute.
They're like, we both love Finn so much, so we're putting up with each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe Rey and Finn's book would be Knight and Padawan.
There you go.
Ooh.
Because it would be interesting to kind of see her journey to kind of self-proclaiming like Luke did. Just being like,
Yeah.
I think I'm a
Yes, I'm a
Jedi
master."
Yeah.
Which is funny how like when people automatically assume that Luke was inherently qualified to call him that.
Yeah, right.
Like it's just like, okay, the order's gone. Nobody can really decide and vote on you. So Luke was like, I'm a Jedi Master. And everyone's like, oh, I need to see Jedi Master Luke. It's like, it's the same Luke. He's just calling himself a master, you know? So
Just making up the rules.
I want to see that, but in Rey. Just kind of like she's reading Luke's journal. He's like, I decided to call myself a Jedi Master today. And she's like, all right, fuck it. I'm a
Okay.
Jedi Master now.
Cool, I guess I will be too then. Let's go.
That'd
We
be a
talked
funny
about this
story.
on a Rey episode, but I also said like there's some potential too for like Rey to meet the couple other Jedi who are still alive,
Right.
like Cal and Ezra, and like depending on whether or not Jason Syndulla is force sensitive or not. And then also
He
like
is in my book.
now as we've seen, and like now that we've seen like kind of like or have like a moment like Luke had with Elzar in the comics, like Rey connecting with someone from the High Republic.
That'd be really cool.
Who would she connect with?
I personally really like Vern for her. I think
That's
that's
Glad you
kind
said
of
that.
That beats
choice.
mine.
Yeah, Vern is my answer to that for sure. Although she would tell you it's Vernestra.
Yeah, Vernestra, of course. Sorry.
Aggie, you gotta catch up. I hate to leave you in the wings.
I mean, I read, what was the yes, I read Light of the Jedi, I read Into the Dark, I read Rising Storm, and I read, what was the last one?
Fallen Star.
I read Fallen Star. Yeah, I'm all caught up with those, yeah.
Oh, okay, but you need to read A Test of Courage,
Oh my
and
God.
then
Yeah,
A Test
Midnight
of Courage
Horizon.
A Test
so
of
much
Courage,
stuff.
legitimately, even though it is like one of the junior novels, is still one of my favorite stories from the High Republic.
Okay. I've been like, by the way, the High Republic like representative at my local library.
Yeah,
I keep on being like,
Love that.
it's
you guys have to
spreading.
order all these books, and they're like, okay, and then they order them, and then anytime I go to the library, because I rent movies from there all the time and like manga and stuff, I go to the Star Wars section and I see like a bunch of them are always checked out. I'm like, yes, like they're free books, like go.
I do that too. I go
check?
to see, like, whenever I go to my section, I'm like, oh, what books did people check out?
Who's reading what? It's so fun. I know. I had them also.
awesome.
I also had them order a copy of the Revenge of the Sith novelization because I'm like, the great American novel. Yes. Like, we need to put this here.
I actually also kind of prefer the younger skewed books too, because they're often centered around the
I
Padawans
do.
who are learning about the Force, and there's nothing more like we don't get that in the saga. We get like moments of teaching, of course, but like, you know, it's for the most part the Skywalker saga is all about knights and masters that already have their shit either figured out or not figured out and falling. Whereas in the High Republic, we get to be ground level with these younglings and Padawans. Younglings, if anything happens to Vivnia, I will riot. And if you aren't familiar, it's the Togruta from Edge of Balance that is just adorable to Galaxy's End. And yeah, we're ground level learning about the Force and learning about being a Jedi from these people who are also learning. And that's why A Test of Courage and Midnight Horizon are such amazing books for those reasons.
I think that's why I liked Test of Courage so much, is it kind of removed the stigma of like Jedi talking about emotions and like the thought of the dark side existing and like what it means to research even like with Vernestra and her lightsaber and stuff like that, like all of those kind of weights that hit the Padawans at different levels and stuff like that too. So that's, I think I just like that one the most because it, like you're saying, is it's from that fresh perspective and it's fresh information too. So kind of double up on it.
Eggy, can I give you homework?
I've got time.
I'll ship
Listen.
you my book.
Listen, they are junior novels. They're quick reads. You could do A Test of Courage, Mission to Disaster, and Midnight Horizon and I won't do this in my 3x speed times. You can do it in like a day. You can do all of those books because The Test of Courage is like around like 2 hours.
Is Midnight Horizon a lot longer?
It's not a lot longer. It's not as long as an adult and it's not as short as a junior, but it's still, I'd say it's like a 6 hour read.
It's one of the best Star Wars books to be written, but
it is actually. Yeah, it is.
I haven't.
Top 3 for me now.
yeah, you should read it.
You should definitely keep pestering Hayden as well.
I do. I
am.
typically read like the required texts, like like the ones that are like the big event ones, the Infinity War books, like everyone's here and everything's happening, and stuff. I mean, my favorite High Republic character is Bell Zettifar. Bell is the best character.
There is none.
Sorry, but like Bell Zettifar's the best character. Anyway,
Okay, Eggy, but have you heard of the Bell Wreath ship?
Don't do this to me. That sounds adorable because I love.
We're
Wreath
manifesting.
Too.
We're manifesting for phase 3. We're manifesting Bell Wreath for phase 3.
Oh, they would be cute. They would be really cute if they just like went on sweet like little dates or whatever. Oh my god, because I do love Wreath as well. I'm Wreath. That's me. That he just radiates me energy. It's just like we're gonna go on an adventure, and he's like, no. No, can I just stay home?
I would disagree with that. I think so. This is why you need to read A Test of Courage, and we would like to revisit this this topic after you've read it because I think you're more someone from A Test of Courage.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Anytime someone's like, "You remind me of this character," I'm like, "Oh no, is that good?" Like,
What does that mean?
what does
Well,
that mean?
if you're memorable, it's always a good thing.
Oh, well, I guess so.
And it's not okay. So I'm not. It's not like an association via negative traits thing. It is an association of personality. But yeah, when you have read Test of Courage, at the very least, we'll revisit this conversation.
Okay. People talk about Test of Courage all the time. So you know what? I usually like to save because like I'm on Audible, so I always save my credits for like the Star Wars books that come out, like the big ones.
Yeah, the big ones. I was the same way.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like,
Smart.
like, yeah. So
and I what I did is I saw so many of the ones that were like the 4 to 6 hour range. I'm like, so I just did like the 30 for 3 credits, and just picked up the reading that way. Because I was
I've seen that deal, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should just capitalize on that because I have 1 credit until next month, and I'm like, until like I get my credits at the end of each month. So yeah, so I've got like, well, am I gonna do Padawan or am I gonna do Princess and the Scoundrel? I'm like, oh, like I was thinking about maybe reading Padawan while I'm on vacation because there's gonna be a lot of just me sleeping and reading. So, but we'll see. But yeah, I know people talk about Test of Courage all the time. So I remember I was running last summer, like a year ago. I was jogging and Brandon was talking to me and he's like, "If you read Test of Courage?" And I'm like, "What?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "You have to read it." And so I was like, "Oh, okay." So I guess I really gotta just go on in on all that and get it read.
Yeah.
Okay.
Soda Man says Cal's on too. Sweet. You got some fans, Cal?
Who isn't a fan of Cal?
Oh.
Who isn't a fan of Cal?
Oh,
That's
probably
too
me.
kind.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It doesn't sound right. I'm the unofficial sponsor.
It's true.
X-Core says I'm partial to Ram Jomaram. Listen. Yes,
Wizard.
it is Wizard. Pop Collectors GameStop has 2022 Galactic Convention Black Santin for pre-order. Okay.
Somebody tell Nidra.
Oh, maybe, yeah. I will. 1 second. GameStop has.
Just get the link, send it over.
Do me a favor and vamp Cal.
You know, High Republic, man. It's actually really good.
Fucking Pops.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Oh man.
The only pops that I've ever gotten, I've like inherited through some way. Either people gave them to me, or I like won them at arcades or something like that.
I have a couple of
I don't
pops,
have
but
any cool ones.
I'm not the bit. I have like I usually will. Sometimes I'll get a pop every once in a while, but yeah, I don't have that many either. I have like I think I have almost
300. Jeez.
Who?
Wow.
Oh, who does?
I don't have that many, but I am a big Pop person.
Oh, nice. I usually like to buy. I usually like to put. I buy a lot. I have like a good statue collection, so I usually like to put my money there.
So that's what I love seeing.
Those cool. Yeah, don't you have those cool Rey and Kylo ones?
Yes. Hang on. Let me show you. Hang on, one second. Hang on.
It's the Eggy statue hour. I'm here for it.
X-Core says I would imagine people without internet aren't fans of Cal, but I would imagine that's about it.
No, they know about him. It's just the power of Cal is knowing about Cal even when you don't have the internet.
The power of
I will
Cal
say,
compels you.
As funny as that is, I always get people that walk up being like, "I think I know who you are." I just had one recently when I was walking through a grocery store here, and someone's like, "I think I know you." I'm like, "I doubt it, but let's hear it." Like, "I think you do tattoos on TikTok, right?" I'm like, "Nope."
So close.
Close.
Oh,
We
that's
were
the other
almost
guy with the
there.
beard.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, hang
But I
on.
do get it a lot.
Here she is. She's so beautiful. Isn't she so pretty?
I took a bunch of pictures of those ones at
Well,
Celebration. They had them in some of the display cases.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
That looks incredible.
So good. And she's
Feral
beautiful.
Sandray.
Oh, Feral Ray is my favorite.
Carol's favorite.
All she
Best
wants to
Ray.
do is eat. And then here's Kylo.
Why
Sad
does,
boy
why does he
Kylo.
look like an Otome game?
I know, he looks like,
Antagonist.
Oh,
like,
100%.
like, yeah, I love it. And he can hold, I have him holding his helmet. He can also hold Vader's helmet.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I love it too because like the light from his saber is on his robe. His robe's a little red.
Ah, there you go.
Really cool details. He was in limbo for a very long time, so I
As
finally got
somebody who
him.
paints statues, I admire the attention to
Yeah.
detail.
Yeah, it was funny when we moved. Like the first thing I set up was my display case. Like there are dishes and boxes, and I'm like, but my display case for my Dragon Ball statues. Like it's like my
I need to look
priorities
at
are
those.
just yeah. They're all together. So I love Dragon. I'm very excited to see the Dragon Ball movie, the new movie coming out. I think it's August 19th.
Soon.
I can't wait. Very soon. Piccolo and Gohan.
That Kylo Ren statue looked like it would have the same voice as Sasuke.
Oh, you think?
100%.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
boy.
total emo.
Oh yeah, for sure. My boy.
Who needs anything else? Poke Nation says. Yeah.
True. I mean, honestly, you're gonna look at the statues more than you look at dishes and a cabinet.
I know. And I put lights in and everything because I got like some Dragon Ball statues right before we moved. And it was so funny because I got the box, I opened the box, and then put them back in a box. But yeah, they're perfect too. They're beautiful. So, but it was C2E2 was this weekend, but I couldn't go. So it's probably for
Billy
the
D.
best.
Williams was there.
I know.
Yeah, Chris told me, he's like, dang it.
I know, he was really excited. He's sad he couldn't go. I know. I got a couple of texts from people who were like, "Are you there?" And I was like, "No, I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I think it's time we can move on to Emily's segment. The Andor trailer dropped on Tuesday, and of course we have the CEO
Monday.
of Andor Talk. Em, what did you think of the trailer?
I loved the trailer.
I think you're lying.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
It was horrible. No, I loved it. It was everything that I could have hoped for and more because I did not expect them to show Saw Gerrera. I thought that was going to be something that kept secret, but they showed him in the trailer and that was very exciting. I love getting to see kind of like how they're setting up the show. It's very clear that there's going to kind of, it seems like it's like Cassian who is intersecting with Luthen, and then like Mon Mothma who is intersecting with Luthen also. So it seems like Luthen might kind of be our bridge between Mon Mothma and Cassian, which is interesting,
Yeah.
especially considering that he is not a character who appears in Rogue One. So there's a lot of potential that could happen there.
A lot of
And I
pain there,
bet-
maybe.
I bet it's sad.
There
They're
was
also
tears in the
probably-
trailer.
It looks like
foreshadowing
they're
to all of
also
mine.
probably spending a lot of time establishing this time period with Cassian where he was 6 years old, right? There's a lot of
Yeah.
shots of him looking out to like ruins or something, or like the aftermath of a battle.
I think that's Fest. I think that's his home planet because I remember from one of the first interviews we got, they said there was like the kind of setup is you have like Fest and then Cassian's new planet. So I think that's kind of the younger one where we see him, you know, crawling into like the Imperial, whatever. Also interesting how he wears a necklace. Oh, what another character wears a necklace. Interesting how they keep setting up all of these parallels between two particular characters.
It's
but,
purely coincidental.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sure.
Eggy, how did you feel about the trailer?
Yeah, it looks really good. I'm unfortunately not a big fan of Rogue One, but I know people love it, and I'm so happy that people love it. So it was kind of funny because it was kind of like it. I, as someone, I don't dislike Andor at all, but it was kind of funny. Like, I love like 99.99999% of Star Wars characters. And they were like, we're doing solo shows. And then they announced the solo shows. I'm like, who's it going to be? And they're like, Andor. And I was like, all right. So I was like, well, I'll give it a shot. So that was kind of funny. So initially when the trailer dropped, I was just kind of like, I didn't see it, but people were talking about it, and I was just kind of like, oh, great, I'm so happy people are excited. This is going to be great. So I watched the trailer since you said we were covering it, and it looks really good. I really like Diego Luna as an actor. I think he's such a good actor, and he very rarely gets to be the leading man. He doesn't get the opportunity that much, which is a travesty. So it's so good to see him leading this project and doing some really cool character work. And Mon Mothma looks amazing. And I don't know much about the Rogue One space of what's happening plot wise and character wise, but obviously this is the beginnings of the rebellion, inner working. Andor has infiltrated the Empire. Mon Mothma is very quietly, doing her thing, and just really cool. Just like, I'll definitely give it a shot. Like, don't knock it till you try it. Maybe it'll sway me in the other direction. Who knows? So yeah, it looks really cool.
I'm kind of the same mind. I do like Rogue One, and it has shot up like in recent viewings. But it wasn't something that I was particularly interested in, like, when they announced all of this slate, and I was like, oh, an Andor show, like, okay, I guess so. But like everything that I've seen from it thus far has just made me like, I really need this show now, because this is one of those segments of Star Wars in the universe where it's such an interesting area where it's like, you have things away from the Jedi and the Sith, and you have the workings of the Republic and the starting of the rebels, and it's an interesting perspective too, because Andor comes from from Separatist point of view, and we don't have a lot of that. We have Mina and Lux and a few others that represent the Separatists, but most of our viewpoint from that end is Grievous and Dooku and everyone who is purposefully antagonistic for a reason. Mm-hmm. So yes, St. Pat, Separatist point of view, he's screaming in the chat. Also, welcome to Kerberos cosplay. Thank you for tuning in. Mon Mothma is a whole sleigh already, and I am so excited. I butchered that sentence. Yes, Genevieve looks absolutely incredible, and I'm excited to see, as I mentioned, the bridge between Cassian and Mon Mothma, and just how he jumps from one side to well, I wouldn't say sides, because it's kind of like Rebel is like not even like Republic. It's just anti-fascism basically. So it's interesting to see what Luthen's role is going to be. Was it Clea's role? But I'm also interested to know the role of Adria Arona's, because
Bix.
What?
I think her character name, it's Bix, Bix is what I've seen around.
And we don't currently know who she is.
No, a lot of us had a theory she was Cassian's sister, but that might have gone out the window with one of the shots in this trailer.
That's true.
There,
That's true.
So, but who knows?
Cal, how did you feel about the trailer?
I mean, pulling in what Pat said there too, Cassian's line of "I'm tired of losing," that strikes so true. But I've always been fascinated by the stories in Star Wars that are from quote unquote like a normal person's perspective, right? And that's why I've loved Rogue One. That's why I love Solo. Is it's these challenges in this galaxy that are things that I could tackle as just, a dude, right? Like it's nothing with the Force. It's real problems, real people, and real stakes with a lot of it. And I think Andor was one of the shows that I was actually the most excited for when all of the slews of shows were announced, because I'm like, hey, just more Rogue One stuff. Yes, please. But I've always been fascinated with the Rebellion, because I feel like if I were in Star Wars, I would be one of those people that just wouldn't stand for the Empire in any way. And so for me, it's a perspective that I'm like, I feel like if I were in the Star Wars universe, I would be here somewhere in the Rebellion, not necessarily in the formation of it, but just somewhere with it, because it's one of the beads of Star Wars that I plucked out and have just carried with me for forever, which is why the only tattoo I have is of the logo of the Rebellion over my heart, because it's always been kind of the angle that I've taken with Star Wars ever since I was a fan, like with Luke and the Rebellion in the original trilogy and stuff like that. So for me, getting to see how it's formed, getting to see how the Empire's affecting, like, this is the stuff that makes Star Wars real for me. Getting to see how, like, the Empire is going to affect someone's day-to-day and stuff like that. So getting to see that perspective, like, just the shot of the kind of like the market area, and you just see a Star Destroyer like swoop in, just how ominous that is for the average person and stuff like that. So for me, I'm just fascinated by just like the whole flavor of this entire show. Like, even if it wasn't centered around Cassian, I would just love this era of Star Wars. But the fact that it is just makes me even happier. And I like that we get to kind of see kind of 3 different stages of Cassian throughout this, it looks like. Kind of the kid, the survivor, and then getting recruited into the Rebellion itself. It's going to be fascinating, because I think the whole premise with Mon Mothma and the political side of it, of trying to form this rebellion while also not being caught, just the stakes there is crazy. Like, just watching this trailer alone got me like on the edge of my seat. I'm like, oh, it's going to be so good. So I'm super excited.
Awesome. I mean, I think one of the other things that the show has going for it is that it is largely away from the stagecraft or volume. It's shot practically and on site, and you can see the difference between how much grander the scale can be in the shot, how wide the shot can be, and how tangible these settings are. And I'm hoping that the shows moving forward reaches a healthy balance between the two, because I think that the volume is an amazing technology and can definitely work wonders for a lot of interior spaces. But if they need to show that scope and like a really extreme wide shot, you got to be on site for that. And so I think the show looks great. I think that we're going to get some amazing stories with Andor, Saw, Mon Mothma, Luthen. Choco thinks that Luthen's wife is going to get fridged.
Is that his wife?
I'm pretty sure that's what it looks like in the trailer. We're not really sure.
Yeah.
But of course it makes sense, because like he has K-pop hair in one scene, which means he's younger. And then when he's talking to Saw, he's got like, disheveled like short hair.
Yeah. Well, I think it's interesting because there was that line, you're slipping, I'm not slipping, I've just been hiding for too long. So I think that clearly there is this shift of like, I think that he could be kind of playing the more Mon Mothma Bail Organa game. He's on Coruscant, he's right under the Empire, helping where he can, but then maybe like his wife dies, and that's kind of the shift. And it is interesting to me that the rebel character that we see him interacting with and is is Saw, who is the one rebel leader who never hid behind, you know, being a senator. But like, you know, that was never his tactic. His tactic was, I am a rebel leader first, and you will know that I am a rebel leader. So to go to him when it seems like he's kind of like done hiding is really interesting.
Yeah. Connor agrees with me in the chat. I think, I mean, in general, to kind of like call back to what you guys have called out, which was the quote, "I'm tired of losing." It kind of reminds me of a recent quote that I have started latching onto, and that is, "We can't wait until life isn't hard anymore before we decide to be happy." So make that decision and start making your life happy.
And that ties into the other good quote from it too, is, you know, hiding too long, right? It's biding your time for things to just hopefully get better. Yeah. And realize that, nope, I got to make it better. Time to wake up, come out of hiding, actually make a change. And I think that's kind of what fuels Cassian's drive throughout the rebellion as well. And like, he carries that on to Jin in Rogue One as well, as like, no, let's we're done losing. We're done hiding.
All of us have lost something. Some of us just decided to do something about it.
Yeah. A question I have for the gallery, though, is what is something that you want to see that is outside of something that we are going to see regardless because of where the show is? Like we're going to see Andor story. So what is something that you want to see in this time period? Be it a cameo or be it a gentle nod towards something, and I'll stoke the flames here. I'd like to hear the Bridgers broadcast.
That would be cool. That's something that could be really subtle, that still fits right into any scene, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then Cal Kestis. I'm just kidding. This is going way too far.
I don't want any Jedi in this show, and I will be actually upset if they show any.
I completely agree. That's 100% my stance. Is like I was saying, I like the boots on the ground, average person perspective, and I feel like as soon as you throw in somebody who's force sensitive into the mix, it really just. It's kind of like when you see Mando struggle against the Dark Troopers, and then Luke shows up. It's like, cool. It's not even a struggle.
Well, and like I think too, it's like we've seen how a Jedi operates in the Rebellion. That was Rebels. Ezra's story is how you be a Jedi, how you are a Jedi while you're in the Rebellion. So, but we haven't. I mean, Rogue One, but like this is like kind of this addition to Rogue One of like how do regular people operate? How have these regular people laid the groundwork so that someone like Luke Skywalker can come in and, destroy the Death Star. Speaking of Rebels, I do think it would be cool to get, in the first season, a nod to Kallus. They've said that the ISB is going to be a really big part of this show, and it looks like, there's some sort of hunting of rebels. So I think a nod to Kallus as an agent, as someone else who is hunting rebels would be cool, and then could be a good lead-in because both him and Cassian are Fulcrum. I'd also really like to have a Fulcrum mention. I think it'd be cool to see maybe Cassian taking up the Fulcrum name at like the end of the season, and bringing us into season 2. That could be a cool way to incorporate Bail Organa, because the Fulcrums come from like his cell because it's Ahsoka. So I'd really like to see that. But yeah, I think Kallus could be a really cool character, and potentially kind of lead into that.
The Fulcrum stuff.
I'd also like to the Fulcrum stuff. I'd like to see. There's like one little nod that I want to Rebel Rising, which is I'd love to see the partisan Kato. He because he's one of Saw's partisans, and we learn in Rogue One, the Rogue One novelization, Jin asked about him, and they said he was killed. But he is alive when Jin last is with Saw, so this is potential for like him to be in here and like potentially like see his death, like be one of the soldiers that works with Luthen through Saw.
That'd be cool.
And like, yeah, for everyone else it'll just be like, oh, it's a new character, but then like if you've read those 2 books, it'll be like, oh, I know who that is.
You know, as much as I agree with the no Jedi part, I do want like a subtle or gentle nod towards the path to kind of also just let people know, hey, it has survived. Because then otherwise their surviving Jedi, it just like falls through the cracks, like if the path like crumbles and stuff. And then in like Jedi Survivor, the game, it's like, oh, this game is about how the path crumbled, and just like, I want to know that everyone that is running this network and that all of the Jedi survivors are doing okay. Let's see. St. Pat, of course, wants to see his bae, Rio Chuchi. Soda wants to hear the rumblings of Fulcrum and the background cameo of the Ghost or Hera. Yeah. Just like the back of her head, like in the Ahsoka teaser.
Yeah, that might be more of a season 2 thing. Just because that's like, I don't know if they would all be together except for on Yavin 4.
Yeah, I don't think is she not. She's not a general by the time in season 1 of Rebels.
No, and like in season 1, which is like taking place at the same time as Andor is, like the Ghost crew is very much still operating kind of as their own individual cell, and like we see at the end they're kind of brought in, but they're also still like, they seem to be doing something very different than what Cassian, at least a little bit different, like than what Cassian is doing.
Yeah, they definitely seemed much more of like a solo operation until they become like the actual like Phoenix crew in like season 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Just like I'm a geek, not a nerd says, I'd like Kanan Jarrus cameo appear in a bar fight that just so happens to help Cassian, but that's it. The only time we see him is in that one spot. Like I kind of feel like anything from Rebels, if it is like an appearance cameo, is like something like that where like Hera is just talking to Mon Mothma and then she just like dismisses herself and then walks away, and then Mon Mothma turns to Andor and she's like, okay, so where were we? And it's one of those like, they were this close to meeting each other kind of like moments.
I do in season 2 actually want like a live action Callus appearance.
Oh, 100%.
Because he wasn't on Lothal, which means that we have a time period where him and Cassian would have been on Yavin 4 together, and Callus would have also been there.
Yeah, that's true.
I think a really easy way to do a cameo or nod to the Ghost crew is straight up just have Chopper in one of the scenes just roll through the background, because like,
oh, he's gonna be there.
They have him.
Yeah, they have.
They already have him.
It's a very easy thing to do. It's like seeing, you know, your R5 or anything like that just roll up, just as kind of that quick like, ha, you blink and you miss it moment, because it doesn't need to be anything serious. I think that's always something that I struggle with, is when it gets to be a little bit too much of a cameo fest, that it kind of disconnects you from the story in a way, to where now you're in the mode of fan service of like, ooh, it's this person, yay.
When we discuss what we want to see, that's not to say that we're all gonna get all of our wands all at the same time in the same season.
Episode 1.
Everyone appears.
Beat you to death with them.
I also think there's something to be said about the fact that Tony Gilroy as a person has he is interested in a very particular time in Star Wars and very particular characters.
Yeah.
He is not so much, he's a little bit different, I think, from Dave and John in that way, where like he is very much in this for Rogue One and Cassian in like that 5 years.
Absolutely.
But
I think that was a really good choice for him.
Aggie, did you have a want?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of going into this with a completely open mind. I'm curious just to see what it has in store. I think maybe some Tarkin crumbs would be fun. Kind of treat him like the biggest, like I find that in a lot of these types of shows or stories, there's like, you got your first level baddies and your second level baddies, and then there's like the tippy top of whoever's like has the most authority, right? And I don't want any Vader or Palpatine stuff, but Tarkin is the biggest Imperial baddie, right? So I think it might be kind of fun to get some Tarkin crumbs, see kind of like, everyone's like, oh, I'm so scared of him or something, and that's like a little bit like, I always really liked Tarkin's scene at the beginning of Lost Stars. That scene stays with me. It's such an impactful short moment that just shows how devious and cold he is. And I just think it's really cool. And I would like to see maybe something like that for him in this series. And, but yeah, just a little bit, just a teeny tiny bit. That'd be fun.
Right on.
That actually makes me think that it would be kind of cool to see Moff Gideon come in any capacity, because he also has that reputation in the Empire, but we really only see him in The Mandalorian, so it'd be cool to get something with him, and he could fit into this era. Obviously, they'd have to do some de-aging and stuff like that, but definitely could fill a void of a big bad in some capacity. That would be pretty cool, actually.
Thanks for tuning in, Zell. Have a great rest of your night, and may the Force be with you as well. Do we have anything else we wanted to talk about from the trailer? What do we think that the logo means on Arona's or on Bix's shirt?
Bix's. It might be another. I don't know, because it's not the partisan logo. But then I don't know if you would so obviously wear a rebel logo on your chest, especially if the planet is being controlled by the Empire or coming in. So I don't know if it's something else. There was a lot of, in the first teaser, there was kind of like more people wearing green, and there was kind of that motif. So I don't know if it's like connected to that, if it is more connected to the planet that they're on than like in a cell, like a rebel thing.
That's true. There could just be like separate cells and separate different people across the galaxy that are doing their own things, and like this is the start or the makings of trying to organize all of that into a movement. So,
yeah, that actually brings up a really good point too, or like a probable thing with that, just with Mon Mothma focusing on building the rebellion by collecting all of these different individual groups to build one cohesive rebellion.
Yeah, because in Rebel Rising, Saw has a friend who keeps saying like, oh, we're doing this group, and it seems that it's connected to Mon Mothma or Bail, but Saw is kind of not really. So I'm wondering if Eluthan is going to be the one who ends up bringing Saw into the fold of the Rebel Alliance in the beginning, because he is the one going to ask him for soldiers, and knowing that maybe Saw would trust someone who is not a politician more, and then also I think that kind of sows maybe some of the tension of Saw being like, okay, well, I'm the one on the ground supplying soldiers and fighting while you guys are, from his point of view, kind of like hiding behind these, like, in this like golden whatever, and kind of that tension and that difference in how they choose to fight and approach this.
Yeah, no, that's definitely going to be an interesting kind of plot point, because when you have someone who's trying to organize a movement for like a good cause, and then someone else is doing the same thing, but your approaches and your modus is completely different. It's like, how do you recruit? Like, how do you get the people to join your side over the partisan side or Saw side?
Or how do you even work together too?
Foil, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and like when you have for the greater good, call it what you want. Let's call it war. The fact that Saw is so upfront and saying this is war, this is a fight, versus someone like, you know, Mon Mothma or Bail Organa who are more hesitant to engage in that kind of language of like, it's a war, we're engaging in like physical fights with the Empire, is interesting.
Yeah.
And in that oh sorry, I was like, in that sense too, it makes a lot of sense why Saw would be a leader that would appeal to people, because I think this idea, you know, you're so many years into the Empire's rule at this point, and this political stuff just isn't working. Like, kind of that frustration of these people are trying, they're not doing anything, but this guy is actually like trying. And
it would also kind of
and
like
he's
put a microscope or a telescope on the bad stuff that Andor has to do, right? Because you're trying to create this dichotomy between methodologies, but you still have Andor here doing some like dirty stuff for the Rebel Alliance. So yeah.
Well, that ties into even the sequels with DJ as well. Like, both buying stuff from the same people. War is war. It is still, you know, people doing bad things on both sides. So
yeah. Or like, you know, I've always thought it might be interesting, like, to see someone like the crime syndicates in this way of like, they're selling to the rebels, but they also somewhat benefit from like the Empire, in this way of like, they don't really care what side as long as they're making money.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. And we're going to get 3 episodes on September 21st. Which basically just means it's not really a delay, because it's delayed. It was pushed 3 weeks, so we're just getting all of those episodes anyway.
Yeah.
Which we have to kind of like get confirmation from you, Em, because we did kind of schedule you for the watch party premiere. And I'm wondering, and I'm totally down to do it, and I'll convince Choco otherwise, if you're down to watch all 3 on that night.
I will, because I will probably watch them regardless of if it's party or not.
No, that's exactly what I thought. I had a conversation with someone on Discord, and he's like, "Oh man, I can't watch all 3 on the same night." He's like, "I believe if we're getting a watch party with them, we're gonna have to watch all 3. There's no way she's waiting." So yeah, we have confirmation of that.
Interesting.
Wait, you guys are gonna like watch all of them like at 3 a.m. or something?
No, there's
only
3
12
episodes
for me.
Yeah.
Godspeed to all of you.
I mean, in our case, right? We're all Western. We're on the West Coast, so
yeah.
We have that going for us.
Oh, so 1 a.m. Okay.
Oh, 11:50.
I mean, it's also I also think there's a benefit in doing hopefully that, because I think I was talking with Mac, and she was like, "Oh, I think we're gonna get some complaints about this show being slower." And I'm thinking maybe the 3 episodes in one night will help with that. But like, of course, this show is going to be slower. It's 12 episodes. It's the longest live action show that we've had. And it also seems like it is the biggest scale in terms of characters we are following. Because like, you know, The Mandalorian was very Mandalorian focused for a while, but like, you know, the fact that like this is already setting up 3 pretty distinct plot lengths so far, and that's not to count, you know, other characters we were introduced to in the trailer that didn't get as like heavy of speaking roles, but we know are series regulars.
So it's going to be 12 episodes?
Yep.
Wow.
With another season.
That's a
already
lot.
ordered.
Yeah, with a second
With another
season.
season.
Wow.
With the second season, that's 12.
Wow.
But the second season is like set up where it's like 3 episodes for each year leading up to Rogue One. So this is all in 5 BBY, and then it's like 4, 3, 2, 1, and it leads like directly into Rogue One.
I got a show or season for each year.
Wow. That's really
That was the
interesting.
plan originally, evidently. Oh no, we're just getting 2 seasons.
For now.
The second season covers for. The thing is,
I mean, he
they were
died pretty
though,
young.
They cannot keep their. He
So-
died young, but
But
also
led a very
as
slow
Alan Tudyk said, he can only go up on those stilts for so long. And they're bringing K2 in season 2, but they can't get Alec on these stilts for another 6 years.
Oh God.
Could
Jesus,
you
the poor man.
imagine like
Alex.
weeks and weeks of just being on stilts?
Yeah, because he was like, and
Nope.
he's not one of those people who is like, oh, somebody else can do the stilts and I'll just be the voice actor. He's like, if it's K2, it's me.
Mm-hmm.
Connor says, you need Em on DYAD more. The way she talks about Star Wars really speaks to me. Listen, I'm trying to get people on, some people new, some people with subject matters that are important to them. I try to get the people the most, M for sure comes to mind with Rogue One and Andor. I'm definitely not gonna miss that. But yeah, of course, I'm trying to get everybody on more often. It's difficult. If it were realistic to have like 10 people on every episode, I would. But that's just, it's gonna be difficult to corral that much in like a hour and a half, 2 hour time span.
Yeah.
Would a nod to Emphas Nest be the right time frame? Not really.
Yes. No, it would. Because
I'm all ears.
Because Enfys Nest, we know, sold coaxium to Saw Gerrera when Jin was 11 years old.
Yeah.
So she has interacted with some form of the rebellion before. She was only 16 in Solo, which means that if she is still alive, this could actually be a really ideal time to see her again.
That would be really cool.
Especially because in some ways, like, the Cloud Riders are like somewhat of an early form of Rebel Cell. Like they have a very specific mission, but
Yeah,
like
that's true.
it does have this undercurrent of it. So this idea that Saw is thinking, oh, like I know this person who could potentially be pulled into this, or that the Cloud Riders might be someone that is on like a Mon Mothma's radar, could be really interesting. And it could be interesting to see like why it seems like she, despite having like very like rebel ideals, that she doesn't seem to be a part of the Alliance. And if it is something like Saw, where it's she just they're not operating in the way that she does, and they feel like, you know, like Saw, maybe there's this frustration on not so direct action that she prefers taking, like we kind of see in Solo.
You
But-
could almost see her recruited by Saw. at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, and like
I love
mean, it's
her.
very-
I'd love to see her.
Mhm.
Yeah, and like the fact that like they very specifically set up a connection between Saw and her is interesting to me.
Yeah.
So I think this could actually be a really good opportunity to get some sort of reference to her or see her.
I hadn't
again.
even thought about it, and now I'm even more excited. I'm
I
changing
mean-
my answer now to the thing I want to see. Is Nest.
I mean,
Please.
This is exactly why we had you on the show. I mean, I was just thinking of timelines. I was like 15 to 5. Oh, we can't possibly. And then like there's the connection right there. You surfaced it. And so
Sorry, I get very excited about the
No, don't
possibility of, like,
apologize for
Solo.
excitement.
Solo connections, but yeah, she's really interesting. And kind of like another, it's interesting too because how young she is. That she would be, I think, like she'd be older than Cassian, but not too
By a
much.
lot.
And this idea that, you know, you have another young person whose life has been ruined
Mhm.
by this, and that is like a setup, you know, as and so young, like her mother was killed in the same way that like it seems Cassian's parents were killed and Jin's parents were killed, and even Leia going forward.
You know, using Hollywood movie magic, the aging from Solo for the actress would match.
Yeah. And I mean, they just like, you know, you do some stuff with the hair. Maybe you
change up the hair or a little bit.
give her a scar.
Yeah, good. There's
of years
storytelling in the damage.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically how they do Saw.
right. So what extra like scar or prosthesis do you have now?
Yeah.
Okay. That's how we know where you are in your timeline.
Yeah. I just hate that I can't stay up to watch the new stuff when it drops. Feels bad, man. I
suffer for it, if I'm being completely honest. I just go like, I guess I'm not really gonna sleep tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's a
didn't
sacrifice
for, like,
we make.
Kenobi, but I will do it for this.
Okay, I think that's all we can talk about for now until Andor actually releases.
The other thing I want to mention is Cassian has an adopted mother. That's what Fiona Shaw's role is.
Oh,
that is very interesting to me.
Go for it.
Because, well, okay, so the idea that Cassian lost his parents young, but then was adopted by someone on a different planet is really interesting, and the fact that then we do not see her in Rogue One. She is not directly mentioned in Rogue One, but also from the teaser trailer, she was saying like, this is what a reckoning sounds like. So I'm wondering how impactful she will be in pushing Cassian into the rebellion and into Luthen's cause, in a way that I think also it could be interesting, because I think we might be seeing like, for Cassian, like Luthen and Fiona Shaw's character, whose name I can't remember, operating in a similar way that almost Saw did for Jin, just kind of split into two characters. But also it's interesting to think if Cassian has a mother figure who pushes him and who gives him this hope and this fight, who then dies, how similar that then is to Lyra, because we know through Rebel Rising that Jin pretty consistently thinks about Lyra's kind of final standoff with Krennic and how she wanted Jin to have hope and continue to fight. And I think that could be really interesting. And also, you know, when Cassian's like when, you know, all of us have lost something, to know that like he lost a parent just like Jin, and also that he lost a parent and that could also influence his decision about not killing Galen. It's not even just because of Jin, but because he knows what it's like to lose that person.
That's the thing, right? I think that's actually a great kind of like, it's a great kind of serendipity to have, because like I think losing his mother, that kind of drives him to doing like the dirty work, to that like atmosphere, and then it would make sense that like meeting Jin is what kind of brings him out of that mentality.
Yeah,
because it reminds him of his mother.
Yeah, well, also I meant to say too, she could also be very similar to like kind of the role Acacia has in Rebel Rising for Jin, as like an adopted mother figure.
Yeah.
And also like it's interesting for that her to not be like his straight up family, but like adopted family too, because then I think that places a lot of importance on, you know, this idea that he is trying to be a home for Jin, that like he understands what it's like to lose people and to feel that loneliness because you've lost everyone that you've cared for, basically. But then to have that come out, Star Wars loves to kill parents too, so I I am not expecting things for her, but
I mean, adoption's also a big thing in Star Wars.
yeah,
as
it
well,
is
of
really
course.
it's interesting that they would add that to Cassian's plot, to have that be a very big part of it, in a way that, like, I mean, I guess it's also really part of Jin's storyline, and I think it's very clear that they're setting up basically Cassian to be in a similar place that Jin is at the beginning of Rogue One. When the Vanity Fair interview came out, he was described as like lost and angry, and he doesn't really like know his place. And I was like, oh, so yeah, that's Jin at the beginning of Rogue One, lost, angry, doesn't know his place, doesn't have any hope.
And he finds it.
Yeah, and he finds it, and then that adds to, like, you know, why initially too that he might have been kind of like this kind of tension between him and Jin, because it is a mirror of everything that he was. It is this ugly, like, not ugly, but like, you know, this reflection of like he is. It kind of makes him unsettled how much she is in the same place that he was once in.
Oh yeah, and it's not ugly as like that, but it's kind of just the cold truth looking right back at him.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
and to understand her so much, but then the frustration of like, well, I understand you so much, so why aren't you like doing what I'm doing? Because I was there, so you should do. Like, it's frustrating, and then it becomes more frustrating to him as like, you're not fighting. I know you can fight because I was the same way.
Did M just call Jin ugly? I don't
No.
I just want to let everyone know really fast. If I pop off, my phone is about to die. So, so just if my phone shuts off, I didn't sign off or anything. I just want everyone to know.
You are pre-forgiven. You know that everything you just said made me think of like, kind of like the premise of how do you find hope in someone who's hopeless, and the conclusion I drew is that their hope is in the other person. So if Cassian is hopeless, that's because his hope is in Jin, and if Jin is hopeless, her hope is in Cassian. So they're both hopeless, but they found each other's hope in each other.
Yeah. And it's also really interesting to see how, like, potentially how the things that pushed Jin away from the rebellion are the things that draw Cassian in. So, like, when, you know, let's say Luthen leaves Cassian or dies, Saw left Jin, but that pushes Cassian further into the fight, losing his mother. Like, Jin lost Acacia, pushes him further into it, rather than that kind of being Jin's final straw of like, I'm not gonna engage anymore in this. And adding to like that foil between them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm excited for what this show is going to do to add to a lot of the similarities, but also like the stark contrast between those two characters.
Yeah. So we're going to move on to our new segment, which is part of our wrap up and our wind down. We are going to play Star Wars Pictionary. Connor, this is the new segment. You said you wanted me to let you.
There we go.
I think we're back.
There we go.
Hopefully we get Eggy back.
Oh.
Yeah. Buffering. Chopper. Yes, Connor, this is the new segment. One in the chat if we're back for you guys. We might have lost Eggy simply because her phone was dying anyway.
It's weird. He can't see you.
Yeah.
You guys can't see me?
No, we can see you.
No,
Pep.
we can see
You can't
you.
see Eggy. We can see Eggy and hear her.
Oh. So I can't see Eggy. Eggy, can you do me a favor and leave and come back?
Her phone's dying, so I think she's...
Okay. Well, that
She's
makes
saying
sense.
her goodbyes.
Yeah, that's weird, you guys, because she wasn't even in the call. Bye, Eggy. Sorry.
She says thank you for having her on.
Be sure to follow Ms.Eggy on TikTok at miss.eggy. And that's it. Just go follow that. So our new segment, Star Wars Pictionary. I will send the game invite to our thread. And we'll play.
I don't think it wants you to play Pictionary, dude.
I don't know what's going on. Guys, F's in the chat if we're back again.
Looks like it. Yeah. I have it pulled up on my other screen.
Did you guys get at least the invite to the? No, you guys didn't.
I see it here, and I haven't joined it yet. But nope, says this.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm sending you guys the link
Is
again.
you're back? Oh, there we go.
And then
Okay, there we go.
There we go. And you can sign in with Discord too if you just want to carry over that info.
Why is it showing me an ad?
What? That's weird.
Skip ad. Confirm. Okay.
Okay, so we're here. And we're gonna play the Star Wars Pictionary. So we're gonna start now. I was hoping we would have Eggy, but we can play with everyone, guys. If you're in the chat, feel free to play along.
Make fun of us.
Make fun of the drawings.
So, real quick, for you can type in the answers field for what you think.
Oh, okay.
What you think Pep's drawing right now, and then chat on the right is just a chat that we're not going to use.
I'm trying.
Okay.
Oh, nope.
Boom.
There we go.
There.
And it's not like who gets it first, it's just you get more points the sooner you guess.
Looks like the chat guessed Luke as well. Right on. So it's now Cal's turn to draw.
This is going to be hilariously bad.
It is meant to be hilariously bad.
Well, it's gonna be.
Yeah.
So this is.
Yes.
This is really not great.
Nope.
Nope. Hold on. It'll make sense here in a second. I promise you.
That's pretty good.
Hold on. There we go. Crap, that did everything.
Oh, is it?
Oh no. Oh, is that not what it is?
I have to sort this out on my own.
Yeah.
Without the council.
Yeah.
What is that? I mean, it's the next one.
You know what it is. But it's more of whose is it?
I typed it though.
No, but the character.
Poe.
So I'm like, I can't draw the character specific enough.
Oh. Jesus. Gosh.
Abstract thinking.
I was so tunnel visioned on the X-Wing.
Oh, good.
I know, I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Everyone was like, Red 5, Poe X-Wing, Poe X-Wing.
I don't even need more than that, Pat. What are you doing?
I was reading chat. We all got it. And I think we probably got it way faster than everyone thought that we would. Okay, let's see.
Oh, the easier one.
This might be a little bit difficult, but I'll try. That should look like someone.
It does, but... Oh, shoot, I know who it is. I know who it is, and my brain's blanking.
I don't know how to spell the name.
Use your feelings. Search your
There we
feelings.
No.
So we know. Okay, so we know who it is now.
Oh,
Chat.
It was close.
You can use chat to help. Oh, I mean, yeah, you already know.
Yeah.
It is.
I know
Oh no, message block.
who it is. I can't.
tried to-
It said it's close.
Jocasta.
It's the
Oh.
first name is one word. Joe Costa.
Oh God.
Jocasta.
Okay. See.
Oh. Well, in case you're
The fight
paying
of my
attention to the
life.
chat, they did get it. It was because
That's the tough thing is it's the spelling.
yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be tough.
She's on my Star Wars blanket.
Let's do that, and then a little bit of that. Well, that's not the best color I was hoping for, but we'll just go with it, you know?
Are we just? Am I?
Shush. You'll get it. You'll get it. You'll get it. You'll get it, okay? Eventually. Just not right now. I'm
You got
sorry.
We got a couple Mace Windows in chat.
Hello.
Huh?
Oh.
But like
No, I don't know if that's right. No.
It's not good, okay? It's hard to do with a mouse.
Is that all you're drawing though?
Kinda.
Is that not Mace
Swooshies.
Windu?
Yeah, isn't that not?
It is.
I guessed Mace would do.
It is.
Oh wait,
But it's
there you go. Okay.
it's what he's doing.
Oh.
If you need help spelling it, let me know.
I don't know what he's doing.
It's his
Yeah.
lightsaber form.
What?
Vape head.
Oh, I wouldn't have known how to draw that.
I don't know how to draw a
Kill him
lightsaber
in.
form. I'm sorry.
Oh.
That's
Well,
good
okay,
I
wow.
keep getting hard ones. Ooh.
though. That's gotta be.
Oh,
It's the color that matters.
Oh wait.
Pointy.
Oh. As soon as you said pointy, I was on the right track.
there we
Yeah.
go. I'm going through every Mandalorian that's ever held the dark
Yeah.
saber. With an idiot.
Maybe the
Um,
dark saber was too confusing.
No,
It
that
looked
was actually
like-
good.
Looked like Connor had Bo-Katan, Darksaber, a couple people. I don't know how I'm gonna draw this, but we'll try.
See, X-Cron, I'm trying to do it without drawing symbols, or else I would have just drawn like Form 7.
Oh.
I lied.
Fuck.
Fuck, I know
No,
who this
what is?
is.
I know who it is. Mine was close. I just don't remember how to spell her last name. Orla.
Well, I mean,
There
yeah.
we go. There we go.
It is pristine.
Oh, thank God.
Every bun. Every
Yeah.
bun, I'm like, Ray.
Right.
Someone guessed
Oh,
Captain
no.
Panaka.
Let's do.
You can quick draw well. I mean, yes, I am an artist.
This is gonna be so awkward, and I'm sorry. Just don't worry about it.
Is that? Oh wait, is
Oh.
huh? Yeah.
Poorly drawn symbol, but hey, the message was there.
It was definitely.
Oh, it's so bad. Okay.
I had that or Zuckus, and I'm like, oh jeez.
Haha, he lost the glove should have pulled him, Barrick.
Huh?
I don't know. I wanted to. Maybe I shouldn't have done this one, but. Wait.
Connor says Death Star go boom.
It's.
What is this?
Huh? Why can't I draw dots?
Oh wait.
This is. Oh, okay.
You at least know because you made this. You know all the things that it could be.
I mean, I know that the terms are in there, but like.
Oh, that was a.
Yeah.
Masterpiece.
I mean, as soon as the stars were there, I knew what that because at first I thought it was gonna be like a tornado, and I was like, wait, what does that even mean?
Yeah. I thought it was Force Storm, and I saw that you guessed it, and it wasn't right. And I was like, oh crap.
Please. It's not what I'm writing.
I don't know how to spell it.
It's what it is.
Oh. How do you spell it?
All right,
Spelling will be
I
my
can,
downfall.
I can give it to you because you're on the right track. It's Aurebesh.
I just had to Google the spelling because I tried it like 3 times and didn't get it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I'm surprised I remembered that many characters.
That was actually really good.
Yeah, I don't know if I remember.
All right, Cal, what do you got for us?
Got something fun, so I got. Nope, wrong symbol.
Oh.
I can do a little bit of that, and then a little bit of that,
Oh my goodness.
and then
What is going
some
on?
of that. Oops. God. Trying to do a bunch of stuff. This is really bad, and I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Oh, you were on the right track, Em. It's Purrgio.
I mean, the drawing is flawless, so.
It is. I mean,
I'm just trying to
Spelling
get
is-
like a general concept out quick with rough shapes.
It's a
Spelling
blind
is
space
really-
whale.
spelling is really my downfall in this.
Yeah, so long as I can see that you got the right idea. I can help with spelling.
Oh,
Oh.
This is like the calibration is weird on my phone.
Is that
So, like,
It is
You spell it.
Lula.
Is that? I have Lula and it says it's close.
Yeah, because
You're
what is it?
missing. Yeah.
Well done, Pep. Well done.
Well, that was fun. I think it was a rather successful, wind down segment. Draw some fun Star Wars stuff and guess. Those
I need
claps
to start
are
learning
extra.
how to spell things.
Yeah, that's true.
That's I need.
Yeah, there was
for me. I was gonna say I listen to a lot of audiobooks, so for me it's like I never know how to spell it. I'm just guessing.
There's a lot of.
I'll see it and I'll be like.
There was a lot of weird terms in there that I had to take out. Like Malik gave me 0 and Psy kissing, and I was like, that would be fun to draw, but I don't know if people would be able to get that syntax even.
No, that'd be tough.
I had
Especially if you don't have a
Snoke's
lot of time
lower
to draw
half.
it. Snoke's lower half. That's amazing.
I replaced it with Snoke's legs at that point, but yeah, there was a lot.
Yeah, I wish you could put like different answers for what it is. So,
Oh yeah, alternatives. Yeah.
Yeah, so for like Vapad, you could have Form 7
Mhm.
or Mace Windu's fighting technique or something like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was just a nice little segment to kind of like unwind and ramp down the show. Hopefully everyone had fun. We were hoping to play with 4, but Eggy's phone died and my internet crapped out twice. But we're hoping to make this a solid kind of wind down segment for DYAD in the Force so that the chat can also start guessing the drawings as well. Pictionary is always fun.
Yeah.
And in the Star Wars context,
That's fun.
the drawings are S tier.
So no one ever
Especially that
take any of my
hyperspace.
drawings.
That was a great hyperspace.
Don't spell or draw.
Yeah, don't put them on t-shirts. Don't sell them.
Yeah, copyright 2022 by respective authors.
All drawings belong to DYAD in the Force.
No, I'm not that type of company. I'm not even a company.
You get we'll get at least 20% of the profits.
Hey, I'll take it.
I'll get you guys shirts that says that's not canon. Emily, if you have any final thoughts, or if you'd like to let everyone know where they can find you again, please do.
Yeah. I don't have final thoughts except I'm very, very excited for this show. I know it's probably going to be one of my new favorite ones, but we'll see if it beats Rogue One in favorites. But yeah, if you can follow me on TikTok, I've been posting a lot of Andor content there, stardustem, and also on Twitter and Instagram at _stardustem. I've also been posting a lot about Andor on Twitter. And yeah, check out our podcast, Kessel Run Relay. We are planning to do weekly Andor recaps when it comes. So that'll be exciting. And I think we're also planning to do like a whole Cassian Andor episode before Andor starts to just kind of like go over his character and talk more about our thoughts for the show. And yeah, I'll also be on DYAD the first week watching Andor. And then I think I'm going to be on Padawan's podcast doing episode reactions with them. So lots of places to find me for Andor coming up.
I'm pretty sure you won't be hard to find. Andor season.
No. No. And if you don't see me on the internet, you'll just like hear this like screaming coming from somewhere, and you'll be like, "Oh, I bet that's Emily."
Yeah, lots of ghost shows being like, I have a EVP. It's saying
Oh, no.
Andor. Huh?
Oh no, sorry, they just
Showing
they're
up randomly on
crying.
radio stations.
Just like call in.
Thank you for spending your Saturday evening with us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely,
I
of
always
course.
love being on and talking with you guys.
And Cal. Where can people find
Oh, You know, you can find me pretty much on any platform at Cal4. It's not really taken anywhere, so I'm pretty much everywhere, but we will be going live after this podcast on twitch.com/Cal4 for Squad Up Saturday. We're going to be playing a bunch of fun stuff, trying to get, as many people as we can in to play some games. We're going to be playing, I think, Goose Duck tonight, which is essentially just Among Us, but you're geese, and there's a dedicated fart button, and it's great. So it should be a good time.
Awesome. Go follow him and tune in tonight after we end this episode. Twitch.tv/Cal4. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and being the best of chats as always. This is weird because Choco's not here, and the sign off is us. So I guess we can. I'll relegate it to you guys for each line. We'll go me, Cal, and then M. But before we do that, of course, I have to shout out everyone else. The Beings of the Galaxy podcast, the narrative podcast from Camilla, House of Holocrons, every Friday at 5 p.m. Central, Fulcrum Transmissions. Every Monday as well, Fulcrum Pod on Twitter and TikTok. And of course, our good friend, Brooke, farfarawayfactory.com, who is currently working on my very own Satil Sean shirt. And I'll be the only Satil Sean shirt in the existence of Star Wars fandom because I couldn't find any, as much as I tried so hard.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So... I will have exclusive rights to showing my fandom on first Satil Sean. And of course, shout out to DYAD Squadron, without which we could not do this weekly. Thank you guys for your love and support. It's highly appreciated. But I believe that is the end. On to the next one.
For Light and for Life.
May the Force be with you.
We are all the Republic.
We are all the Republic.
May the Force be with you.
Always.